Hi, welcome to Garant Tech Solution. My name is Flutter and in today's video we are looking at how to localize our application so that it can support multiple languages. Localization helps our application cross borders, and in this case also helps them to boost the sales, okay, whereby the user will be able to change the application language at any time he wants to. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome. Adding multi-language support to your application is done by a process called internationalization and localization. Internationalization. This is mainly the process of designing your software application so that it can be adapted to various languages, while localization itself is a process of translating your application to a specific language or to a specific language or region. Okay, so that is what internationalization and localization means. So that one means that before you localize your application, before you translate it to a specific language, you must first internationalize it. Okay, then afterwards you can localize your application. So in this video we are going to start by localizing this bookmate or the Flutter books application that we are trying to make, or to make it so that it can be adapted to multiple languages. Okay, so let's get started. For that case, to get started with the localization process, you have to come to your pubsec.yaml file, and so that you can add the dependency support for localization. So we shall come under Flutter here down. We are going to add what we call Flutter localization, so that this application is ready to adapt to multiple languages. So we are going to say Flutter Localizations, and for this case we are going to use the SDK. So we are going to use the Flutter SDK. Flutter SDK Flutter. Okay, so that is one. Also, we shall come to under Flutter down here. Okay, the other part only makes it possible for this application to change to multiple languages according to the user phone. Actually, this is a localization or Flutter localizations. Okay, so this process only makes it to be able for this application to change in case there is a change in the device language. Okay, so to make it possible also to use our own language generation, we are going to enable it here, like and say generated, and now this is going to be true. Generated true, like that. Is generate. Okay, this one will make the application be able to also adapt to our localization that we have made for this application. Okay, so let's try to get the pubs. Also, the other thing after doing that, we just have to create another YAML file here, which we shall call L10n.yaml. L10 mainly this is localization. The 10 is the number of digits between L and N. Okay, so L10, this is just it's a short form for localization itself. So we shall create the YAML file. Okay, so we are going to use the RB files. That is what you are going to use for localization. And for this case, you are going to say the RB directory. This is where our localization stuff is stored. So for this case, this is going to be lib L10 folder. Okay, then the template itself, that is the template ARB file the template, this template file, this is the one which will act as a basis for our translating to other language support that has been put there, and this one will give us the keywords, what we call the keys, for the keys for reference in our application. So it's the ARB file. We shall use the app n.arb. So the en, that is going to be the English language. And okay, now we shall also declare the output directory, that is the output dir. Output dir, this is where we are going to be saving the output. So this is going to be lib generated, and so when the application translates this, the outputs are going to be saved into lib generated. So also we need to have what we call the output class. The output class, this is okay. We are going to first have the output localization file. This is the main file, and the output localization file. This is going to be app localizations .dat. So this is the output the main file, that is which is going to be generated afterwards. So the output class, the class which I'm going to use for reference when you're translating this is going to be the app localizations. Okay. This for this class thingy is it's optional. You can leave it out and they'll give you the default one, but to have the one that you already know, you can give it a name, your own name that you can easily know later. So that is output class that. So we save this, then we shall go under our lib file. Let's try to collapse this first. Oh, sorry, the alarm. Okay. We shall come to our lib file, and we shall create the L10. We shall create this folder, which is L10n. We shall create it here, and we shall call it L10n. Okay. And within this file, we are going to create the first ARB file. That is the app en.arb. Mainly an ARB file. This is in the JSON format. So this file is just in the JSON format. Okay, it saves its data in form of key and value, like a JSON file exactly. And the ARB extension, this is the known extension for localization files. Okay. So this is going to be app.en.arb, and we are going to open our JSON format, and within here we are going to give in our first key, that is language. And now for this language, this is English automatically. Okay. We can now give the description of this language. So we are going to say add description. Sorry, this is not a description. It is going to be at language. So we want to give a description of this key, which is language, at language. Within, we are going to say description. We are going to let the user know that this is the current language is English. Okay, so that's how mainly the ARB file. And in case we want to add the key, let me say for signing, in case we want to have the sign-in, we shall just say sign-in. In case we want to have the sign-in translator, we shall say sign-in, and now we shall just say sign-in. Sign-in, I think it's like this, sign-in. Okay. Mainly, this is how the ARB file looks like. And after that, we shall also add other ARB files for the languages that we are going to support. And for this case, we can try the Hindi part, that is the app -hi.arb. Okay, so this is going to be language. For you, make sure that the keys are the same throughout all the language files. Okay, you should just make sure that your keys are all the same throughout the whole within all the language files. So what will be changing is just the values themselves. So what we are going to do, we are going to go and Google, and we are going to request for so here we are going to come and to Google, and we are going to tell it to translate to Hindi, that is from English to Hindi. With the help of Google Translation, we are able to carry out the translation of our application. So we are going to, we want the word Hindi itself, we want the word Hindi itself translated. So let's see. How do you write Hindi? Yeah. So Hindi, shall copy it, bring it here. Okay. And we shall also give the description of this language, which is art language. Okay, we are going to give the description, and the description is supposed to be this current language is Hindi. So you are going to come here, still in Google Translator, and we are going to say this current language is Hindi. Okay, there we have it. They are saying Vataman Lash. Okay, whatever. Okay, I would love to learn this language, but I don't know how to start it. So we shall just copy it and paste it here. Okay. Also remember, within the previous ARB file of the English, we had the signing. So we are also going to translate the signing, and just say signing. So we are going to come into Google, put in sign in. Okay, sign in, translating. Okay, translating sign. Okay, sign in. I think this space. Okay, it is Dakhil Karan. Okay. Dakhil Karan. Let's copy it and bring it there. Okay, so those are two languages. We can add the third one, and we enter. That's app AR, that is Arabic. Okay, Arabic. And also this is the JSON. You're going to say language Lugat Arabiya. Okay, Arabic language, Arabic Bash. No, it's okay. Oh yeah, we are translating to Arabic Lugat Arabiya. Yeah, Arabic language. Okay, Al-Lughat Arabiya. We are going to copy that. Good. We are going to have also a description for it. That is our language. This is we are going to say description. We are going now to say here the current language is Arabic. Al-Lughat Ahliyat. Subhanallah. Okay, so man. Okay, we are just going to copy it. I'm not going to attempt this. Okay, so we copy it, we come and push it there. Okay, then get our sign in. Okay, also bring it, so this is going to be sign in. Okay, this is tasjil al dukhul. Okay, tasjil al dukhul. Okay, so we are going to copy it, paste it there. So that's it. Afterwards, we are going to have we are going to create a class here, which is the L10 class. That is L10n.dat. Okay, and within this file, within this class, we are just going to say class L10n, and in here we are just going to state the languages that we are supporting. So we are just going to say static final, static final all, which is just going to be a list, which is just going to be a list of locales. So we are going to have the languages that you are supporting in this application. This is going to be constant local, and now the first one is English. Or we need to import the local itself. Is going to come from material. Okay, material, comma. We are going also to have local Arabic or Hindi. Here we use the short forms of those particular languages. These short forms can be, you can Google them from Google. Okay, we can also have the constant local, and this is Arabic. Okay, so that's it. So that's how, this is just the main work within the localization. This is the biggest work that you can do. Okay, so after that, we are going to come to our main file, and we declare that, hey, we are supporting multiple languages, and these multiple languages that we are supporting are this and this and this. Okay, so to do that, we come to either material app or widget app or Cupertino app. Is it Cappuccino or Cupertino? I don't know. Cappuccino app. Okay, this is where you come and declare the languages that you support. You come and say supported languages, supported locales. Okay, these are the locales that you are supporting, and for this case, we have already declared it in our L10.dat file that, hey, we are supporting this. So we are just going to say here we are supporting L10.all. Okay. Here what you can do, okay, most cases others will just come and say, hey, instead of doing this, I'm just going to list them here. Okay, yeah, you can do that, but it will look a little bit untidy. Okay, so it will look a little bit untidy. So we are going to have supported locales, that, and also we want to have the supported delegates. It is the localization delegates. Okay, within the localization delegate, we have the material. Is it the material delegate, the material localization delegate? We have the Cupertino, whatever. So, okay, for that case, we are first of all going to wait to put in our localization delegate. We are going to first pause that, and I'll show you how we can do that. And okay, what we are going to do, we are going to also to declare our current language, that is our current language, that is the one which we are supporting right now. Is going to be constant local n. So this is how we can declare the language that the application is currently supporting. So in case we put here constant local HI, that is Hindi, it means that our application is going to be in Hindi. Okay, so we are going to refresh our application and see the files being generated. So on refreshing or restarting the application, it's supposed to generate a folder which is going to be called generated, and within there, that is where it's going to save its outputs. Actually, nothing has been generated. Okay, let's try to restart it. Restart the application. Also on restarting, it has not brought anything. So it means that we have to revisit our l10.yml file. We have to revisit it. Let's revisit it again and think. Let's check ARB, the DR l10 entity, ARB in file, that is the template ARB file, output DR. Actually, also what we need also to add here what we call a synthetic package. Okay, so we are going to have the synthetic package. So this okay, the synthetic package, I mean, this is what happens when you run your application. Okay, the localization generator will generate the necessary files, and also will create or will generate what we call a synthetic package that is going to be automatically available to your project, so that it doesn't regenerate in case of any pubsec.yml file changes. Okay. Yeah, that one is kind of okay. It's not a big deal for this case, but I just like disabling it. Okay, synthetic is a synthetic package. This is going to be false for now. Okay. Also, let's try to check to see that everything is in line. Flutter localizations. Okay, I think it's okay. Flutter localizations. SDK Flutter. Check generate true. Okay, let's refresh these packages again. Okay, so let's okay, so let's for now, let's first define some delegates, that is localization delegates. The localization delegates, we're supposed to be getting them from the app.localization delegates, but for now, let's first define that localization delegates. My linter is a little bit localization. I think it's a localizations delegate. Okay, so this is going to be an array list, and within we are going to have global material localization delegate. Also, now we are supposed to be importing the other one of app localizations, but it's not yet generated. That is material global. It's global material localizations delegate, just like that. Okay, quick fix. We are supposed to import it here, and this is a constant. There also are the localization delegates like the widgets, global widgets, localizations delegate, and others. So let's try to refresh. So on doing that, we have got a new file, a new folder which is generated. It has been generated, and this new folder, this is now where we have the app localizations file that we specified within our l10.yml file. That you know what, the localization class, or the output class should be this one, the output localization file, and the class app localizations. Okay, so already they have generated that. So when you look into this, already they give us what we call supported locales. They give us the supported locales. They give us what else? They give us the delegates. They give us the localization delegates, whereby these are the localization delegates: global material delegate, global Cupertino delegates, and DDD. So okay, so we are going to go back to our main file. So instead of repeating this, instead of repeating the localization delegates, we are just going to say now the app localizations dot app localizations. We are going to import this app localizations from generated dot localization delegates. Okay, we have also gone now to for supported languages. This is the supported locales. We are now going to say app localizations dot supported locales. Now we are good to go. For this case, we are now 100% good to go. So it means that when we come here and we try to call localization, we are just going to create a text file for testing purposes, and this text file we are going to put the word sign in. Okay, and we are going to give it a style, which is the text style. Oh no, this is theme data, theme of context dot text theme dot we are going to use heading 2. Okay, that's what we are just going to use. It is headline 2. Okay, we're just going to use that breakpoint. I think even we can try to first of all comment out these changes of that theme. Okay, and we just focus on that. So refresh. We have now the sign in. Okay, on having the sign in, so we want now to change this sign to make sure that this sign in changes on local change. So now we are going to say, instead of writing the word sign in, we are just going to say app localizations dot of context. Okay, and we want to make sure that it's not now dot sign in. Okay, refresh again. Let's see. Now we get the sign in but with a space in between. So without a space in between, I think we had the typo there, so we can come back here and we give it a space. Okay, so refresh again. Yes, now there is a space. So that one means that when we come to our material app, where is the material app, and we define the current local, let me say to Hindi, we should be able to see the sign in change. Refresh. Now we have the sign in word changed. Okay, if we change this to Arabic, that is AR, it means that also this one has to change. Yes, now it has changed. Even you can see that the layout of our application, that is has changed from left to right to left according to the Arabic structure. So that now everything is now working. All we need it to be working. Okay, so the only thing that we need to do is to make sure that now this one this one now changes on clicking button. On clicking button, we should be able to change our locale to a different locale. Okay. Okay. So before doing that, let's first of all look at how does this happen. Okay. Mainly, what happens when you create your application and you have the localizations files defined, your application is going to have what we call the localization widget, okay, which is used to load and look up for localized keys within the localizations file, that is the app localizations. Okay, so the localization file, this one contains the collection of the keys, the localization keys with their values. Okay, like if you check here, we have the app localization, the AR, that is for Arabic, and app localizations EN for English. Okay, so that means that your application is going to refer to these objects with their localization of context. Though we are doing app localizations dot of context. Okay, though we have done it here down. Okay, the application is going to we refer to this. We have done it here, app localizations dot of context dot sign in. So this is how we refer to those to the localization class. Okay, so this means that if the device locale changes, the localization widget will automatically load the new values, okay, for the new locale, and then a rebuild is going to happen. It's going to happen for these widgets, for only these widgets that we're referencing to these to these localization files. So on changing the locale, we are going to be able to rebuild these widgets only these widgets that reference to the localization keys. This is because the localization file, or the localization widget, works on a model of the inherited widget model. I think when we're beginning the block pattern, I told you that I think I may not have told it here to you, but I think in one of my articles that I wrote on Medium, I said the block pattern is also built on the inherited widget. Most of the design patterns are built on the inherited widget and the inherited widget model, and that is because that model it helps us to pass data to the tree hierarchy easily, and to also enable the building of the application, the building of these widgets in case of any changes. So that's how it happens. Okay, that's how it happens. The localization file will just contain the keys. Okay, the responsible keys, like the responsible keys, and these keys are like they're here. If you can check, these string get language, string get sign in. Okay, these are the localization keys, and they are found within the localization file. Okay, so when you request for translation for a certain key, the localization file will try to check within its keys, will look up within its keys, first of all get the current locale, go within its file, get the value, bring it to you, and once it brings it to you, to render that widget that was requested for that key. Okay. So now we are now going to integrate this with the block pattern, and to do that we are just going to make it in this form. First of all, also we are just going to have just buttons, radio buttons to toggle these changes. Okay, radio buttons to toggle the changes. I think we can have either select field, whatever, but let's just have a radio button very fast, and I'm going to duplicate this, the one that we had for the one of theme changes. So we are going to duplicate this, and and this is going to be build local button, build local button. And now the current, we are going to pass the current local key. We are going to pass the current local. Okay, you are going to pass the local which you want to change to, that is local. We are also going to pass the current selected local, which can also be null. Now this is going to be current local, which can also be null, and you are going to have the label itself. Okay, so this means that our radio button is going to be a radio button of type local. Okay, of type local, and the group value is going to be current local. The group value is going to be current local, and the value for this radio button is going to be local. Okay, unchanged. Okay, just a minute here, let me just repeat this. Okay, so now we are going also to have unchanged. Now unchanged is going to provide us with a local, and now this local that is on to have changed. This is the local, the selected one. And now we are for this toggling, we shall first of all wait for that. So we are just going to build these. We're going to build just these buttons here, and we are going to have build local button. The first one is going to be local, the local en, that is English, and the current local, for now we shall just put it at null. And the label is going to be label is going to be English. Duplicate this. We are going to have the one for Hindi, HI, and now this is going to be Hindi. The one for Arabic, that is AR, and this is Arabic. Okay, refresh. Yeah, we have now the radio buttons. So what we are going to do is we are going to now come to our block, that is the app settings block. Also now what we are going to, for this block, what we are going to do, let's try to put it in one folder so that we just know that this is app settings block. So we are just going to create app settings folder, or let's just call it settings. The settings. So that's where we are going to put all this block, or the app settings block. You're just going to put it here. Move them there. Okay. So now we are going to come, I think, within our main file, and let's try to make these changes. So we are getting the app settings from the settings part. Perfect. So now we are okay with that. We are going now to come to the event and now create an event of change local. So this is going to be class change local extends app settings event. For you, in case you don't know about Flutter block, please try to refer back to this video, to this series of where we started with the theming of the application. I think that's where we introduced more about the block pattern. So we are going now to override this, and within the override, it's going to expect a prop. Okay, so we are going to have the final local that is passed to it local. Okay, this is from material. Okay, So it means that we shall create a constructor for it, a constructor, and there we go. This local is coming from material, Flutter material. I think yeah, it's now okay. So we are going to come to also our state, and we shall say class local state extends app settings state. Okay. And now for this we are going to pass the selected local, that is final local. Oh my friend. Okay, first pause that, and this is going to be in a constructor. We pass it as local. Okay, so now we are going to come to our block, that is the upsetting block, and we are going to create the on local state. On change local, actually. So on change local, we are going to handle that by listening to that event. So we are going to handle local change. We are going to create this method. Okay, and so what you're going to do, you are going to get the local that has come, that is local, which is probably empty, which is probably null. Local, okay, is going to be the event itself dot local. Okay, so what you are going to do, we are going to get now this local that comes, we are going to save it into shared preferences just in case. Okay, for persisting it, that's why we are going to save it into shared preferences for persistence. Yeah, just in case the user restarts the application, should be able to come back to his previous language. Okay, so this is going to be we are going to put this into a try catch block. No, let's just forget about that. Shared preferences, preferences itself, shared preferences or pref is going to be equal to await shared preferences dot get instance. Okay, we need to add the async, that is add async modifier. So now we are going to check if this local that has come is not null, and now we are going to say preferences pref dot set string. Now setting the string. For setting the string, this is going to be app local, and the string that you are going to save is going to be local dot language code. That is what you are going to save, not local. Okay, we are just going to save local dot language code for reconstruction. Okay, and now afterwards we are going to emit the local state change. That's what you are going to emit. You're going to emit the local state. So that's it. That's what we need mainly. So on toggling the other, we should be able to emit this. So we are going to come back to our main file, Now on main file already we have the block within the block provider there. So what we are going to do is we are now going to come back here under our material file. Where is it? Under our material file, and we are going to check just below here. We are going to check for the local. We are going to check to get the local, and now we are going to say if state is local state. If the state is local state, it means that it has been emitted. So what you are going to do, you are going to say now local is going to be equal to our state dot local. Okay. So now we are going to bring this local here under the material app local. So we are going to put it here. Okay. Yeah, just want to put it there. And in case it's null, it means that we just we shall just be displaying the English version of it. So okay, just we shall just say in case it's null, we will display the English. Okay, we shall display the default one, which is here in English. So that's it. That one should be okay. As we restart that, now let's come to our own change. Okay, because you use build content. Okay, let's just restart this. Okay, as it's still restarting, so we are now going to call our block provider dot of context. We are going to emit the event of change local, that is change local. Okay, it's going to be block provider dot of app settings block, that is app settings block dot context dot add event change local, and now we are going to pass the current local. So now that is okay. Let's save this. Save and refresh. So we have reloaded. So now let's try to change the local. I change to English. Oh, actually we didn't provide our view with the current local. So what you are going to do is we need to provide it with the current local. That is build local button. This is we are going to pass the current local, which is this one. We are going to say local, that is under our body within the block builder is going to be local. Also a reminder, so if you were not able, if you are not there when if you have not watched the video whereby we started this block, this Flutter block, please try to refer to it again. If state is local state, now we are going to have our local. This is our local being equal to state.local. Okay, so it means that now we can get this current local and we pass it here to our local button. Okay, to our local button. So let's refresh this. Okay, so let's check the current local. Nothing is changing. Oh, instead it's toggling to black. Okay. Change to Hindi. Okay, now, okay, I think our buttons are not working well. So what we are going to do, we are just going to wrap this with a gesture detector. We'll just swap with the gesture detector. very fast gesture detector, and we are going to listen and tap, so that wherever we tap, we are able to get the changes and display and act accordingly. So work with the gesture detector. So carry this, put it here now. I think we are now good. Oh, okay, we are now going to pass this local directly here. Okay. Refresh. Now we are good. So it's in Arabic. Put it to Hindi. It's not going. English. Okay, I think we need to use a lot of force with my with my pad. Okay, Hindi. Now it has changed to Hindi, Arabic, English, Hindi, Arabic, Hindi, English, Arabic. Okay, so I think right now it's now okay. Only that maybe later in our application, in the developing our application, we shall try to make to streamline the process, so that the radio button and the gesture detector thing that we are using is not so efficient. So later we are going to see how we can make that more efficient. But for now, localization, we are now able to localize our application well, and we'll give it multiple languages. Okay, so that's it for now. In case you have any question, feel free, let me know. Okay, and in case you have any comments still, let me know. Any suggestion and any modification. Well, okay, thank you. Have a nice time.